Hello everyone and welcome back. Meat Department here. I'm so glad you could join me for another video today. So here we are in World of Warcraft Shadowlands. We are doing Torghast Layer 6 in the Coldheart Interstitia. And this is me as a Fury Warrior along with my Elemental Shaman friend. We decided to duo up and go through this Layer 6 together because we haven't grouped together yet since the expansion went live, and we wanted to see just how it was to duo. We actually heard it was supposed to be a little bit harder or higher tuned, but it was overall a lot of fun. So as you can see here, I have sped up the video because this overall took about an hour to do this layer, the complete layer, all 6 floors in this video. So what I did was I bumped up everything trash clearing about 500%, so it's 5 times faster than normal. Then I slowed it down to 200% for the end of floor bosses, so 200%. But then at the very end, when we get to floor 6, you know, it's a little faster when we're at the broker buying anima powers and stuff. But then it slows down to normal speed before we engage the floor 6 final boss of this layer. So you can see that in real time. But yeah, this is all sped up about 5 times, and that's because the video would have been an hour or so long if not. So I didn't want each floor to take forever. So here we are, we're just clearing up on these, and something to watch out for in this particular zone, the Coldheart and Interstitia zone, is the environmental things. So the mobs and everything you see here, they do have more damage or health, something like that, but also every now and then you'll see a little white swirly under our feet. And if we don't move out of that swirly, well, a Dark Angel, Dark Valkyr, whatever they are, from the sky will smash down on us, do damage, and do a little knockback. So you could actually get knocked off these platforms. So that's kind of the hazardous point of that. Why these are all thin little bridge type corridor things that you're walking over. So right here, we decided to skip the packs because when we started, I got the plundered anima power. So what that did, it allows me to see which mobs actually have an anima power. So besides farming them for the phantasma to use at the broker, well, it takes a long time to clear these floors, so we don't want to clear everything if we can avoid it. We do want to clear most things because the phantasma is very important for us to buy powers, but at the same time it just takes so long that, and because I got the plundered anima treasure hunting power right off the bat, that you may as well take advantage of it if you have it. If we didn't have it, we'd probably clear everything, because our goal is to get as many powers as possible, because we know that the end of floor bosses and the floor 6 boss are going to be a challenge. And that's really the frame of mind here, is when we clear the floors, we want to get as much stuff as possible with the goal in mind of beating the elite bosses, not to really clear the trash faster unless we have no choice. So those are the kind of powers we pick. So far here I have 5 anima powers. 3 of them are a mastery percentage that we got for killing something, I believe. It gave me 9% mastery. You can see my stats under my name right there. It's 36% mastery, so I'm pretty sure I got 9% mastery off one of those elites. The other power is the plundered power, and then I can't remember the other one. I just picked one right there that when I attack, it heals me for, I don't know, 5,000 or so on the first hit. So yeah, we're just going pack to pack. We're not getting too crazy here, actually. We were taking our time because we learned if you pull too much stuff, it actually gets rather difficult, and they hit so hard that it's hard to maintain, to really just sustain your HP. You got to do a lot of interrupts and all that, so we prepare here for the boss. The speed slows down to 200%, and we charge. The great thing about running with the Elemental Shaman is the toolkit. The Shaman toolkit is insane, and you couple that with the Warrior's toolkit, which is usually the underdog or not really quite respected enough for the amount of kind of situational utility we have, just because it's not in-your-face stuns or CCs or stuff like that. There's some very good stuff in the Warrior toolkit with the fears, the rally and shout, the slow, and being a Tauren, I have War Stomp. On top of being Fury, I can heal myself quite nicely in emergency situations. We have a Nor Pain spell reflect as a warrior. But yeah, you see the Elemental. His Fire Elemental tanked most of that. So I get the trait here to make my rampage 20% faster, but I decided to go with the rare trait, which was every time I pummel, it knocks back and stuns the target for 4 seconds. I thought that was going to be very useful for bosses when I pummel them, that they're going to be stunned for 4 seconds as well, which effectively reduces the cooldown on my pummel and also the wind shear of the elemental shaman, because if they're stunned for 4 seconds, they won't be doing anything for 4 seconds, so that lets our cooldown subtract another 4 seconds, if that makes sense. So here we are on floor 2. Sped back up to 500%. The HP gets low there. I decide to pop a fear to fear him away. But then, yeah, we switch around. Focus fire. As you see, you can see the plundered orb floating above this guy's head. That is because I have the anima power that shows that. So this is great. We take him down. He starts to hit hard, but we made it. So we go ahead and try to pull the non-elites, because we wanted to fight that elite separate if at all possible. So we were successful with that. Focusing the tender first. Now we're picking the power. There we go. And we were discussing what to do. Should we fight the middle guy before we hit that elite back there for the quest? And we said probably to be safe in case we need the room, let's just take him out. So this guy starts to hit really hard because he builds up stacks that increases his damage done to you. So I decided to leap away and kite and let the shaman finish it off. And here we are. Just checking for more plundered treasures, and I don't see anything down that way. So we're ready to attack this elite to turn in the quest, which should give us another anima power. So there we go, just 300 phantasma on that, but that's actually pretty good. Because when you go to the broker, you can buy all kinds of traits and stuff. He also got that person we saved or whatever as a companion actually on his mission table. So I am a Venter Fury Warrior, and that means my Covenant is in Revendreth, and I use the Condemn ability and Dwarf Shadows. The Shaman is Maldraxxus, so he's got Fleshcraft for the shield, and I'm not really sure what his Shaman ability is, but he said that was the best one, so that's what he is. He's a Necrolord. So there you go, you just saw that pummel knock it back. So this is great. The Berserker Rage one, it lasts 300% longer and also now goes on to your party members. So that means for fear breaks. If he happens to not get a Tremor Totem down in time for a fear, that's alright because I can pop Berserker Rage and break us both out of fear. And it lasts for 24 seconds as well. You'll also see later on in here I get an Anima Power, which actually synergizes well with that. And that is where we heal for 5% HP every 3 seconds, I believe, while Berserker Rage is active. So Berserker Rage is active for 24 seconds. That means we're healing 8 times, so 40% of our HP when I pop that. So that's just another healing over time utility spell. So here we are now on the floor 2 boss. He opens up. We have the elemental to tank, which is super helpful. So these end of floor bosses take anywhere from 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. So this is at 2 times speed right here. They really buffed them, I believe. Recently, they made them elite and really buffed up their HP to take a while. Because more often than not, you would see sometimes people could just rush that boss, take him down real quick, and then go through the portal. But that's not the case anymore. It definitely takes time to kill it. So I go ahead and take the noose, which increases my condemns damage and the amount of absorb damage I take from that mob by 25%. So I've noticed a lot of Torghast powers I've been getting have buffed my condemn abilities. So here we are at the break room, floor 3. We're going to choose this orb first. That's it right there. That's the one I was just talking about. The Berserker Rage healing, synergizing Anima Power. I just got it. And then there's another one that bumps up condemns damage by 100% and also makes it so I can cast it regardless of hit points. The only thing I have to do first is use it 30 times. So since we're using it anyways a ton, I get that relatively quick, as you'll see. So that's strong. The condemn ability is so strong. So I'm getting anima powers that are making condemn just hit even more like a truck. And now it's going to be the point where I don't even have to use it or wait for a certain HP. I can use it 100% of the mob's health. And that is huge right there. So here we are starting floor number 4. And I must say, this is going by a lot faster now at 500% watchback speed than it was actually playing it. So, again, just typical mobs. The Ascendants right there. The Coldheart Ascendants you got to watch out for because they leap basically to you. So more often than not, I would charge one that would leap away for the tribes, the Shaman here. And might have to run back. So there. That was an epic ability. And what that was, that gave Condemn a 5% chance to instantly kill any non-elite that I hit with it. So sometimes you'll just see someone flop from 0 HP to dead, and that's because my Condemn one-shot it. So definitely the trend I'm seeing, at least so far in these first 2-3 weeks of the expansion, first 2 weeks, is in my Torghast runs, a lot of my anima abilities have been directly related to my Covenant. Now that might just be RNG, because it wasn't really the case so much in the alpha and the beta when I played it. There was a lot of other universal or general, I'll call them, abilities, along with some of the Covenant specific. So here we are up here, and we're thinking, oh geez, this is congested. What do we do? And the reason we're concerned is because you see how there's live fighting down there with the NPCs? Well, in other rooms, we've pulled mobs very carefully, and yet everything aggroed onto us and wiped us. So we decided to just skip it. Even though there are 2 anima powers up there. There was a chest and there was a rare. So we run across the room, jump down, and then we realize that there's actually a little clicker thing up there for chains. We should have clicked the chains, because it would have brought a chain down. So I can't leap up there, I can't use Door of Shadows, so the Shaman decides to kill himself, run back, and drop down the chain as you just saw. So I cut that video out, and here we are. You know, we decided to go for it. The initial decision was to skip it because it wasn't worth it. But then we realized those 2 anima powers could actually be clutch. And we decided to go ahead and stick with it from there. So, we carefully pull only what we need. And then we jump back down. And we get ready to fight the floor number 4 end boss. So this switches back down to 200%. 200% watch speed right here. Just because 500% is pretty fast, and just to see a little bit about what it does. But it does give you a good amount of time to just do your single target rotation. Check out the damage meters. Given the damage meters aren't quite accurate onto what your class can do because we have all these random anima powers now. But you can see getting stronger. So I decided to go for the Phantasma here, because I don't think I'm going to rely on Bloodthirst too much. I want to take my shot on the broker levels and really see if I can maximize that Phantasma. Alright. We just bumped up our rampage damage with that power. So we're floor 5, have 22 powers, is it? That's not terrible at all. We decided to skip all that stuff to the left because there's no treasure on them. Now I was debating here what to do. I got one of the best powers you could get as a warrior, the Rage Mote. For the next 1.5 minutes, your attacks cost 0 rage. You don't need to worry about rage, which means I could spam Rampage and Condemn on the boss for 1.5 minutes. But then we realized that we still got the rest of this floor to go, and the broker and stuff on floor 6. So I decided to gamble and not just hold on to it and hope that the broker has the Rage Mote for me to purchase. Because if you get the Rage Mote as a warrior, you want to use your Phantasma, get a minute and a half of just free casting. You could go ham. Do as much damage as possible. So, there's that quest. Again, just more Phantasma. So I'm up to 13, almost 1400 Phantasma which means I'm going to have a crazy shopping fest here on that broker. All right. So this is the last boss on the floor before we get to the final boss. I decide to increase my recklessness and blade storm, which I don't have right now. I have dragon roar by 40%. So here we are, the broker. First thing we do is buy the plundered anima to get the power. I do notice rage mode is on there, so I get excited. So let's see here. I go ahead and just buy away, making sure I have at least 125 Phantasma left to buy that rage mode just before we get going. And here we are. The speed is brought back down to 100%, so this is real time. We go ahead, charge in. He pops the elemental to tank, and I'm just going ham. I have rage mode on. I have a minute and a half of just 100% rage. So as you see, I'm spamming rampage, condemn, condemn. I'm prioritizing condemn and getting rampage up so I stay enraged, of course, so the condemn does more damage. So I'm just going ham, just staying in one spot. I will pop and ignore pain if I have to, but I'm not trying to really press anything but those two buttons and Siegebreaker too. I'm getting so worked up here just spamming condemn and rampage that I forget Siegebreaker, so there it goes, popping right there. Gotta stay enraged, and we're just getting crazy damage. Crazy damage. These condemns are just going to town. Look at my DPS on the meters. Almost 15,000. This is insane. And I will say, after doing a few runs before the tribes here, the elemental shaman, I mean, between the two of us, we have really great synergy. And either one or both of us get super OP at the end with our anima powers and just completely crush the boss. So as you see here, we're just doing insane. Now him having the elemental tank, the first part of that, is clutch. And I'm just spamming away. There we go. Got the 50 soul ash for completing this layer. And that's it. Layer 6 down. We had 30 plus anima powers. A lot of them were bought from the broker. It's super critical to get Phantasma. I mean, ideally you want to kill stuff to get Phantasma. We just happened to have the plundered anima power right off the bat, so took advantage of not clearing everything and being more efficient, because we know these runs take about an hour to actually complete. That's about the pace of it right now. My gear is at 183 at the time of doing this. I think for the tribes is about the same. Here's some of my powers right there, and as you see, there's the golden idol to see plundered anima. I had 3 stacks of rampage increase. I had 12% mastery, a little heal, just some other random stuff. Let's see, any more significant ones? The pummel one that knocks it back for 4 seconds. I didn't even end up using on the boss. And then just a bunch of stuff to improve the damage of condemn. We had the noose there. That gave 50%, plus we had another 100% from the rare one. And then the Soul's Remnant Blessing just made my enraged regeneration last forever. So my defensive lasted a really long time. And that was it. So we plan on doing more runs together. I'm going to try some solo runs as well, just to see the difference and get a first-hand feel myself as a Venthyr Fury Warrior. But for this week, we decided to duo both of the wings. We completed layers 4, 5, and 6 on all of them, and they were both actually a bit of fun. So that's pretty much it. So I do have a little quest to complete here, but yeah, that's it. That was a little bit of a Warrior Shaman Torghast layer 6 in the Coldheart Interstitia wing this week, and I hope you enjoyed that video. We will be continuing to produce more Torghast videos, whether it's solo, grouped up, teams, as well as Mythic Plus dungeons, when we raid, PvP, all that sort of stuff we'll be pumping out on this channel in Warcraft. Been playing the game since Beta Classic, about 16 years ago. Been playing the game. I love it. We'll continue pumping out the content, and I hope you enjoy. If you have anything you'd like to see for the Warrior or Warcraft in general, why don't you leave it in the comments below. And if you're new and stuck with me this long, I hope you enjoyed the style of the video, the information you get to see in the Layer 6 as a duo firsthand. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and smash that bell for notifications so you are made aware when I do release new World of Warcraft content. But until next time, have fun and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.